Afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to our webinar that we are having today on 28th of March, How to Keep Pace with Emerging Technologies for Career Growth. I'm Hina Kausar and I will be your host for today's session. We have with us Sanjay Srivastava. He's Head Asia Pacific for Training and Certification with Red Hat. Welcome, Sanjay, and thank you so much for your time for this webinar today. I also have my other colleagues, Akash and Aditya, you could see on your screen, who would be helping me with the webinar session. Today, we will be covering various points in this webinar related to the emerging technologies for your career growth and success, and those will fall under various brackets, understanding them, assessing industry trends and demands, strategies for your continuous learning journey, how to stay updated with the technological advancements for career growth, how to do networking and collaboration well so that you may know the right people at the right time and can get good career opportunities in your professional journey. I would also like to bring to your notice that we do have an exciting quiz session at the end of the session that will win you Spotify vouchers. It's towards the end of the session, so I would ask you to stay tuned in till the last bit to win the Spotify vouchers. The questions would be from the pointers that we would be covering during the webinar, so you don't have to worry about how will I answer the question. Additionally, the Q&A round, if you have any doubt, any clarification you need from Sanjay, those will be taken towards the end of the session. So any doubts you have during the session, keep with you towards the end of the session, and we'll definitely take them up at the end of the webinar session. Great. I think we can start now. Handing over the stage to Mr. Sanjay to take us through the insightful webinar today.
Thank you, Hina. Thank you so much, and good afternoon to everybody. And thanks, Hina, for organizing this event. And thank you all the young people who have joined for your time. I know it is just post lunch, and it is going to be a difficult task for me to keep all of you engaged and also awake during this 1 hour session, which is there. So I hope I don't disappoint you in the afternoon today and before the start of a long weekend. So thanks everybody, and I sincerely thank everybody for joining this. But just before we start, just want to understand as to how is the Josh of the young people who are attending this session. So you can type in the chat box, yes, or you can also add emojis, and that will give me an indication that how attentive and how good you are feeling today for this seminar. Great. So and the second question that I have is, how many of you can say yes or no, and type in yes or no, and how many of you know about Red Hat? Is Red Hat a fashion company? Is Red Hat a technology company? Is Red Hat a huge organization which has a lot of technologies which is there? Okay. Okay. Got it. So few of you don't know about Red Hat. And how many of you know about NASCOM?
That is an interesting question.
That's good to hear. That good to see. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
More yeses than no.
More yeses than no. It is just opposite of what they said about Red Hat. So and most of you, I believe, would be from the IT background who are attending this seminar. Okay, good. Okay, so let me tell you first about Red Hat, and then I will tell you about what I do. Okay, and so Red Hat is to be honest with you, Red Hat is a unit of IBM. And I hope all of you know about IBM. Okay. So Red Hat is now a unit of IBM. Red Hat is started in around 1993 and is the world's leading provider of enterprise open source solutions. So if you would have heard about Linux, then Red Hat is synonymous to Linux. Uh, Red Hat is not only a Linux organization, but now it is a full-fledged open source organization. Great. I see some answers from our Lakshmi saying open source. Great. So this is the world's leading provider of open source solutions. And even if you look at most 100% or rather 95% of the Fortune 500 companies are using Red Hat products in one form or the other. So Red Hat that way is and the number two or the number three companies in open source are much below as far as Red Hat is concerned. They are far away from Red Hat in competition. So that is what about now OS, if you were, so somebody is asking, so I'll so nothing comes free. So if you will ask me free OS, nothing comes free. Yes, it is a FOSS, which is a free open source software. You can go, but and if you would have heard me correctly, I said enterprise open source solutions. And when you get into an enterprise, you will need sustainability, you will need scalability, you will need security, and so you have to pay for those services. So that so it doesn't come free, to be honest with you. What I look after is I lead uh, the workforce development program for Red Hat in Asia Pacific. I work with almost 23 countries. And in 23 countries, I work with the government and the institutions. So I'm working towards how can we create a talent pool of open source uh, expert people, youth who can be absorbed into the because open source or emerging technologies is something which is very recent phenomena. And so and the jobs, most of the jobs which you will see in few of the later slides are into emerging technologies. So you have to be ready for that. The challenge which is there is that with all due respect to a curriculum, university and academic curriculum, still we are lagging behind as far as introduction to emerging technologies are concerned in the curriculum. And that is where the NASCOM, FutureSkills Prime, or these kind of platform becomes very supportive for students to go through these emerging technology programs. So, so that is what I do. And so I work with government, try to formulate policies for the benefit of the students, for the benefit of the youth. And also many governments are now funding the training partially or in full. They are funding the training on emerging technologies for their students. Now, when I say emerging technologies, and I will again ask you uh, to type in your what do you know what is emerging technology? And yes or no is the answer that you have to type in. So do you know what is emerging technology? So if most of you are saying that you know about emerging technology, one has said no. So can you give me in a few emerging technologies which are going to be popular in the last few years and are going to be popular in the next few years as well? Okay, AI, yeah, ML, IoT, right, blockchain, absolutely right. So chat GPT is not a technology, okay. It is a platform. And yes, digital marketing, absolutely. Google is again an organization. It is a thanks. I could make out cloud computing. Yes. So this emerging technologies, uh, if since we are talking to the Indian youth, Niti Aayog has identified some 10 emerging technologies. Okay. And these 10 emerging technologies are basically are the technologies which are going to be prevalent and wherein most of the job opportunities are going to come in. Now, when we talk about an emerging technology, what exactly does it mean? The emerging technology is basically, if you will ask me, that every year there are new technologies that emerge which provide innovative solutions or approaches to business challenges and life problems. And so there are few technologies which
I
will
found this on the web.
there are few technologies which will fade away, and because they may not be relevant, and there are few which will continue. And so and that is what the and that's the reason that every year when these technologies are coming in, emerging technologies are pouring in, you have to be very careful in deciding which path to choose, because your career depends on to that. And so it is important to understand that where exactly the world is moving now. If you look at India, the government is very focused. Now, why the Indian government is focused on emerging technologies? The government is focused because government understands that India has a youth population which is almost around 67% of the total population which is there. And if you look at less than 35 years of age, there are almost 65 to 67% of the total population which is in this age group. If you look at for the between the 22 to 25 years, there is a challenge wherein only 49% of the youth is employable. If you look at the Statistica recent report, it said that only 57% employability is there as far as the students passing out of graduation is there. So still there are 43% who are not employable. And only 3.5% of the total students who are passing out of engineering are skilled in the emerging technologies, and which is very low. Whereas there are opportunities which are coming in only, and you would have heard about the recent artificial intelligence, the boom which is happening, the edge computing, the cloud computing. These are the buzzwords which is very, very prevalent in today's time. So the government is focusing on that. The government feels that the students, if they are skilled in the emerging technologies, and the rest of the world, because they have an aging population, India can fulfill the demand requirements as far as the rest of the world is concerned in technology. And that's the reason the government is focusing a lot on training, skilling the youth of India. When we talk about emerging technologies, now, as you rightly mentioned, few of you, artificial intelligence is a top trending technology. Machine learning is another one. Robotics is third one. Data science, DevOps, uh, then cloud computing, edge computing. These are virtual AR, VR is another the technology which is prevalent. Uh, when we look at how do we get into it? Now, most of the state government curriculums which are there in the universities or technical institutions, there you are learning the, I would say, the concepts, okay? But how to apply those concepts is not what is being taught in our curriculum. And that is where we are lagging. And that is where organizations like Red Hat, AWS, NASCOM, all of them become very, very handy for the students to learn these emerging technologies. And In this particular slide, if you will see that all of the technologies, whether it is machine learning, whether it is AI, whether it is data science, whether it is containerization, DevOps, security, system admin, all the entry point for you is Linux. And that's the reason the world is running on Linux. Your whole cloud is managed on Linux or Windows for that matter, but primarily it is Linux. So that's, it is very important for you to learn the concepts and the application of Linux, the administration of Linux. That's very, very important. uh, and then you can move on to the other. If you learn these emerging technologies, why it is, Akash, you can move to the second slide. Why it is important for you, because these emerging technologies are driving business innovation, as I mentioned in my starting statement, that they are the ones which are driving business innovation. They are the ones which are solving problems, life problem, as well as business challenges. And so the world is, and one advantage which came, and I call it an advantage because uh, though it was a sad affair, but pandemic has caused acceleration in digital transformation, and that has paced very, very fast as far as digital transformation is concerned across organizations. Now, most of the things that you do, that everybody does, is online, virtual, and we are connecting to more than 150 plus students, youth of India, uh, through a virtual platform. And that has what has changed, and you have got also accustomed to that, and you have started learning virtually as well. So that's the advantage, that is one example of innovation that has happened, digital transformation that has happened, for you to understand about the emerging technologies. The challenge which is there is still that there is 73% of the managers, hiring managers, feel that there is there is not enough talent in open source or emerging technologies to fulfill their requirements. And that is slowing down the business innovation. So if you have the technical knowledge, if you have the emerging technologies knowledge and skills, and today with the last 2 years, if you would have seen, there has been a slowdown, and every 10 years, 15 years, this slowdown keeps coming in. And you would have been hearing that there are a lot of job cuts which are happening. Okay, and few of you, if you have completed your graduation, you would have got an offer letter, but still your date of joining would have not been announced. So that's the challenge, because the companies are not looking at students or youth coming in, and they have to train them, invest onto them, but they are looking at is people who can be productive from day one, because the costs are going up, and so the companies are looking at optimizing their cost. So your hireability, just to give you a broader perspective, will depend on all these technologies, but the skill sets that is required is to be in Linux, in containers, Kubernetes, hybrid cloud. So, because everything, whatever that you are doing, whether it is cloud native apps, or it is artificial intelligence, or it is analytics, or IoT, or innovation culture, everywhere, these are the ingredients, these are the skill sets that you require. And that's the reason, if you see that Delhi IIT or Triple IT, or for NITs, in the fifth semester of the engineering, they have a full blown up uh, subject of Linux, Windows operating system as a subject, which they are teaching. So that is helping the students, and that's the reason that you will find a lot of placeability of for those students who are from these kind of institutions, and the others are lagging behind because that opportunity has not been provided to you. And Future Skills Prime brings you that opportunity to learn through their platform. Now, if you will ask me how emerging technologies are transforming businesses, You can see whether it is internet, whether it is finance, whether it is healthcare, whether it is aviation, whether it is online food delivery. Everywhere you will find emerging technologies. All organizations, and these are organizations which are most of them are from India, and also PSUs, as well as IBM, Red Hat, Google, all of them are moving on to uh, open source and emerging technologies. Now, coming to the top emerging tech use cases. Now, let us take an example of artificial intelligence. You will ask that what is a use case for artificial intelligence? Now, if I look at the artificial intelligence use case, it is to improve issue resolution times in customer service. It is to enhance marketing automation through focused advertising and social media search. It is to develop routine software code. Now, these are some of the use cases for artificial intelligence. Generative AI, you would be hearing of. Now, these are the buzzwords. Now, if you look at a recent report from Cognizant, and you have to be cautious while you are deciding, because almost 16, as per the recent report from Cognizant, 16 to 17% of the organizations are only in the next 3 years are going to be fully transforming or through artificial intelligence. In the next 10 years, 46% of the business operations are going to transform through artificial intelligence. So you can see that the job opportunities that are going to come in are not going to be flooded with artificial intelligence technical skills required people immediately, but down the line, these talent will be required. And so it is only currently that a lot of R&D is happening, a lot of organizations, it is in an evolving phase. And that evolving phase, you have to understand, will not require that many number of talent, uh, which is going to absorb each one of you into this. So all of you don't have to move towards one technology. You have to go and see what is the right fit for you, and that is what you need to take. So even for the case of machine learning, if you take the machine learning, it is what is the use case for machine learning? It is going to enhance uh, the documentation, text classification, allowing for better identification of information. It is to improve accuracy and speed of data. It is fast frame detection, fast uh, fraud detection, rather. Okay, so these are some of the use cases as far as machine learning is concerned. Similar is the case with cyber security. Same for edge computing or robotics and automation that you see. So there are, you have to understand the use case of each of these technologies which we are talking about, emerging technologies, and then you have to see what is the right fit for you and what are the skill sets required to get into these emerging technologies. Because the skill sets, like in AI, you have to be a Python developer. You need to learn Python. Okay, and then you can get into AI. So there are certain skill sets which is required uh, to get into a particular vertical, and so you need to know what are those skill sets, and then you see the right fit for yourself, and you get into that kind of a profile and start upgrading, upskilling yourself into it. Yeah, Akash, next slide, please. These are some of the emerging jobs in India, which you can see: lead generation specialist, Python developer, robotics engineer, full stack engineer, cybersecurity specialist, and front-end engineer, digital marketing specialist. So you will be required to perform different kind of jobs. Now, everybody cannot be a developer. Everybody is not going to become a developer, or everybody is not going to become an administrator. You require for each of, so you have to see your skill sets, you have to learn, you have to upskill yourself, and then try for the right kind of a job. So, though India, the popularity is more for development, but it is not that everybody is going to become a developer. You can become a blockchain developer, you can become a backend developer, growth manager, artificial intelligence specialist. So these are some of the JavaScript developers. So you can take any of these jobs, emerging jobs which are there, and there are few new jobs which are coming in. So 9%, as per the last year, there was a report which said that 9% of the jobs are going to come in 2024, which will require a different level of skill sets. And there are 37% of the jobs will require, in addition to whatever that you have the skill sets, in addition, they would require additional skill sets. And so the 9% would require totally different skill sets. What has not been taught to us, what has not been 37%, whatever that you are learning, and 53% is something that the mundane kind of jobs they will be doing, and they can continue with the same skill sets that they are learning. Now, this particular slide is talking about that where is the industry moving? Where are the demands? If you look at the top 10 technologies, whether it is cloud container technology, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, database and data management, advanced analytics, web and application development, DevOps, CI/CD DevOps, Linux. If you see these 10 technologies which are there, top 10, all, and that is accounting for almost 29%, 23% to 50%, that they would account for the job roles. So people are saying that they would want to hire in these technologies. So these are the top 10 which you need to learn the skill sets, and you will be very highly placeable because there are more requirements coming in these technologies which are there. Similarly, if you see the on the right side of the last slide, you would see that the 76% of professionals work on open source projects related to Linux, or 93% of the hiring managers report difficulty finding professionals with the needed open source experience. So it is 93% who are finding it difficult. So that's a huge, I would say that, which means that our youth is not yet fully equipped or fully skilled or fully knowledgeable to be absorbed by an organization in open source technologies if they have a requirement in open source technologies. So you have to learn these technologies. Now, AI is something which is important for you. You would be hearing this buzzword everywhere. So let me share with you some of the facts about AI. Can we go to the previous slide, Akash? No, yeah. So AI has around 45,000 intelligence job openings as of February 23, I'm talking about. But how many would have got absorbed? We don't have that figure. But that was the kind of job requirement. But because of the slowdown, now this year, the AI is a buzzword, and 24 is looking to be much more, I would say, brighter for students who have this AI technologies skill sets. So yeah, and it is going to be everywhere in every kind of industry, every sector, as you saw in one of the slides earlier. Yeah, Akash, now the next slide. Yeah. So this is another report from Linux Foundation, if you see, and this is what I was talking about, what you see on the right side, that 57%, though it has increased, the Statista 2024 report says that it has increased from 41% to 57% now in 23, the employability for the Indian engineering graduates. Still 43% are not employable. And uh, another big glaring facts are, and this is Times of India report, which is of December 19, 2023, that only 1 out of 10 engineering graduates land to a job. They are not saying that you don't get a job, but 1 in 10 engineering grads immediately land a job. The rest 4, 5 would be getting a job in the next 5, 6 months time, but still there are 4 to 5 who would not be getting the job. And so that's a huge, I would say, a concern area for not only for the youth, but also for, and it is not that the institutions are responsible for it. It is not that the organizations are responsible for it. And there's a dichotomy which is there, that the industry says that they have vacancies, but they do not find the right talent. The youth says that they don't get jobs. Institution says that we have given them the right knowledge, but the industry doesn't find that knowledge to be converted into skills. And that is where the concern is, that you have to now get not only the conceptual learning, but you have to get into the application learning. And that is where the NEP, National Education Policy 2020, comes in, which has allowed for multiple exit, multi entry levels, which has allowed that a bio student can also take computer science and mathematics, or you can have a multidisciplinary subjects in your curriculum. And almost around 60% is going to be from your academic curriculum, and 40% is going to be from the skills that you will acquire. So your it is not so creditization of education is going to happen. Okay. So next slide. And this is again a report which is which you can very well understand that everybody is saying that there's a gap in their skills, which is there. The online platforms, how your question would be that whatever that I'm talking about, how do we learn? And so as I earlier said, nothing comes free. So if you are investing 15 lakhs, 16 lakhs in your education for engineering, you need to invest another 1 lakh, 2 lakh for gaining knowledge and skills in emerging technologies. Because if your institution is not providing that, it is better to learn from outside. It could be you can even learn from MOOC, but those are just the teaser ones, because you will get into, you will have a I would say the fundamentals will come from MOOC at zero cost. But when you have to go in for certification, you have to go in for learning more in depth, then that for that you have to invest. And that's applicable everywhere. You can use the online platforms like FutureSkills Prime, LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, edX, anything that you want to opt for, you can opt for. Even along with your degree program, when you are learning, you're doing your degree program, uh, you can learn technologies from Red Hat, Oracle, Microsoft, Google, AWS, etc. And it depends on to your what exactly that you are wanting to become, what exactly is your career aspiration, and that. But you should start learning while you are doing your degree program. You should not start thinking about that and start worrying about your job after in your third year or your fourth year of your engineering, but you should start looking at while you are pursuing your degree program, because it is going to be a tough and a very challenging market for everybody to get into a job or become an entrepreneur. You can even become an entrepreneur with a startup culture that is coming in. Yeah, next slide, please. Now, let me talk something about the Red Hat, few of the courses. Now, when I'm talking about these courses are approved by NCVT. These are the global curriculum. These are the certifications by NASSCOM, and you can upskill yourself with the global certification as well from Red Hat. But by doing these programs, and these programs are available on FutureSkills Prime platform, and these programs, you can learn and become a Linux desktop support engineer. And you can, it is aligned to NSQF level 3, and you can earn almost around 2 academic credits. The next is your the Linux system administrator, again at level 3, and you can earn 2 academic credits. And these academic credits can be redeemed in your academic curriculum. Okay. The container specialist, it is at level 3.5. You can still earn 2 academic credits through this program. The cloud support engineer, it is again 3.5 level, and you can earn 2 academic credits. Uh, Automation engineer, which is means and automation is also a buzzword in today's time, and you can it is at level 5, and you can earn 3 academic credits. And the enterprise application developer, it is at level 5, and you can earn 3 academic credits. Also, on the last 2 courses, there is a Government of India incentive which is available. So whatever that you are investing, a part of it, once you clear the exam, you get certified. A part of it is going to be incentivized by Government of India. So that is another advantage that you will get on the last 2 courses. There are few more courses which are going to come in, and it has already been approved in uh, January or February, I believe, and by NCVT. And these courses will also get uploaded onto the Future Skills Prime site. And these courses would be basically a Python developer course, which is at level 4. And you can earn 2 academic credits over there. And also you become eligible to take a route of getting into artificial intelligence. And so that there are 3 other courses which are there, and there's a Linux for data center. There's also 2 more courses are there. So you will come to know in a short while when once it gets uploaded on the Future Skills Prime platform.
One of them is Cloud Essentials, which is for awareness.
That is for awareness. That can be done by anybody and everybody, because that is going to talk about the fundamentals of open source. And it is a short program of 30 hours, and it is a self-paced program, and you can learn everything about hybrid cloud. You can learn about platform. You can learn about cloud native. So that is more on fundamentals of these. If you
So we
look
had
at, sorry.
we had a question in the chat. Someone was asking that if you are a non-IT or non-coder, so how you can begin. So this is just a shout out for those people who are not from the IT background, who are not into coding, who are not into development. They can start their journey by doing the Cloud Essentials program. Just stay tuned to the Future Skills Prime platform, and the courses will be available in a short while, so that you can enroll and get started with your IT journey with these courses. Yeah, you
And
can connect.
sorry, Akash, and thank you for that. Also, for those who are non-coders, those who are beginners, your starting journey can be from Linux desktop, because that only requires a knowledge of basic computer knowledge is required, which everybody has today. And so you can start your journey with Linux desktop, move on to Linux admin, and then you can opt for other technologies which you want to become, which you want to opt once that you have cleared these two. And there are huge opportunities even for Linux desktop or Linux admin in today's time. So and this opportunity will continue to exist, because this is, I would say, the fundamental for anybody to have knowledge and skills on. Yeah, next slide, please, Akash.
Uh,
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Hina, I think I'm done, and for you to take it over. Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjay, for this insightful session. I must say, even being from a non-technical background, that was quite insightful for me. And we all understand. I'm pretty sure that it was an amazing insight for the people who have joined us today as well. And for everyone, I mean, for everyone, it's very important to be employable and industry ready. Even while we go on our events, we get to talk to these industry, Google, AWS, and other people who join us in the events. They also mention that the main challenge that they face with students is they are not industry ready. They don't have the practical hands-on training that they require to onboard them. So I would definitely ask everyone to learn and learn from wherever they can. We have a platform, Future Skills Prime. They can learn from there or other platforms as well. Thank you so much, Sanjay. That was quite insightful. And now, as I promised in the beginning, we have this very short quiz from wherein you can give the answers in the chat box, and you can win a Spotify voucher. Also, I would let you know the instructions to follow for answering the question. You have to answer in the chat box, and the first person to answer that particular question, we have 5 questions. The first one to answer that particular question would win the that a prize for that particular question. And also, I would announce the name of the person who writes in the answer first. The person who I announce the name for has to write back to me on the email ID that I'm typing in just now with their name, uh, email ID, and phone number. So again, announcing the instructions, you have to write the answer in the chat box. The person whose name I announced, those people have to reach out to me on this email ID that I have just typed in the chat box, and you have to email me with your name, email ID, and phone number. So Akash, I would request you to present the question. So I'm reading out the question. According to a report by NASSCOM, how many cloud professionals would India require by 2025? Okay, I have some very high numbers. This was covered in the webinar, but I don't see any right answer. Nope. Okay, I have one from Bhavya Jha. Okay, Vasudha got it right. Vasudha M. Devadiga. We're closing this question. Vasudha M. Devadiga, you have got it right. The answer is 20 lakhs. So India would require 20 lakhs cloud professionals by 2025. The person whose name I'm announcing, please make it a point to reach out to me on the email ID I have just mentioned. So the next question I would ask Akash to put. How many Fortune 500 companies use Red Hat products and solutions? I'm seeing the answers, but no one is answering the right answer that I need. Okay, Prakhar Raj. Uh, Giving a couple of seconds more for people to answer the right answer. Okay, I'm stopping it now. Prakhar has answered closely to the answer that we have. The answer is greater than 90%, but Prakhar has answered 90%. So he has answered the question first. So Prakhar, please reach out to me on the email ID mentioned. I would request Akash to put up the next question. This is a tricky one. True or false? AI specialist is not an emerging job in India. Okay. To my amazement, everyone is getting it right. The answer is false. As I mentioned, this is a tricky question. I have mentioned AI specialist is not an emerging job in India. The answer is false. AI specialist is an emerging job in India. The person to answer it first was Selvi Selvaraj. I would request Selvi Selvaraj to reach out to me. Akash, could you please mention the next question, please? This is fill in the blank. Dash encryption allows for data transfer without decrypting information. This is the toughest that we have put here. Toughest question. Okay, okay, 1 minute. Mayank Singh, he has got the answer right. The answer is homomorphic encryption allows for data transfer without decrypting information. Mayank Singh, please, I would request you to reach out to me on the email ID that I just mentioned. I would also announce the email ID. It's henahina@nascom.in. Akash, could you move into the next question, please? Which technologies did the organizations say they would hire most in 2023? I'm getting answers. I'm just checking in who has answered correctly. Okay, the answer to nobody is getting the right answer. Giving it a couple of more seconds. Okay, I'm closing this question as well. The answer for this particular question were, as I mentioned in the question itself, it's technologies. Cloud computing and cybersecurity are the technologies that organizations would be higher for most. And Farru Farhan got it. This is the name that is mentioned in the chat box that I can see. Faru Farhan, he has answered cloud, and Likhit has mentioned cyber. Both of you have answered half of correct answer. So I would be giving Spotify vouchers to both of you. Faru Farhan and Likhit, please reach out to me on the email ID that was just mentioned. All right, we are stopping the quiz now. All right, I would request all of you who have your doubts, your clarifications about your career, about any emerging technologies, you can please put your questions in the Q&A box over here. You can also mention in the chat box, but I would prefer Q&A section. It's easier to locate your questions. And we'll take the questions now, and I would request Sanjay to answer those questions. Let me see a couple of questions. This non-IT coder, can a non-IT coder person become AI specialist? If yes, how? What is skill set for such person? Sanjay, would you like to take this question also, although we have taken it in half?
So, yeah, non-coder, see, what do you mean by non-coder? Now, do you have knowledge on computers? If you have the knowledge, then you have to start from the basic. And means which means that you have to learn Linux, you have to learn Python, and then you can get into the AI. And that is how you have to. It is not a rocket science, because I have been into IT training for the last 20 years, 28 years, sorry. And in IT training, even I have seen art side students getting into becoming computer professional. But yes, you have to learn from the basics, and you can become a IT professional, whichever technology that you want to get in.
Great. We have one question from Praveen Singh. It's more for the point of view of Future Skills Prime. He's asking more sessions coming in for data science. I have noted that down, Praveen. We would be ensuring that we come up with more sessions for data science. We have next question from Bhima Naga Nikhil. Can we access Red Hat through Future Skills Prime or enroll separately? You can log into the platform Future Skills Prime. It's futureskillsprime.in. We will also be showing you the QR code for the same. You can type in on your Google search bar. You can log in with your credentials, email ID, and other password and other details, and then you would be able to access all the courses of Red Hat that was just showcased in the webinar. Next is from Prakhar Raj Agrawal. How these emerging technologies would be helpful for management student? Any suggestion that you have for Prakhar, Mr. Sanjay?
So there are a few things which there this question has been coming from management institutions a lot to me, that how what is it that you can do or any IT company can do, as far as. So now it is not that management is not only into finance or into marketing, but management is also there into IT or into computer science. And so, if you are doing your management in IT or computer science, you have a scope. But the other disciplines, if you would want to go in for any kind of a technology, you need to have the basic skills. But I would not, as an individual, I would not recommend you to, once you are getting into management, that you start learning afresh uh, something into IT. Until and unless your job demands it, until and unless or if you are becoming an entrepreneur, your entrepreneurial journey demands for it. But if you are doing your management in IT, computer science, you always have, you should, all these courses you can learn, as far as whatever that I have mentioned. Any of these technologies will be helpful for you.
A similar question, Sanjay, can these courses be learned by BCom students?
Yeah, but so as I earlier mentioned, that since I have been working in this industry for the last 28 years, uh, I have seen BCom students, BA students, all these students becoming IT professionals. Okay, so it is not difficult, but as I mentioned earlier, also in my last to last response, that you have to learn from the basics, and then you have to develop a learning, create a learning path for yourself. You need to get counseled, and what is that learning path for you to become a IT professional is what you need to understand, get counseled on, and then you can start learning those technologies and you can become an IT professional. Even if you are BCom or you are doing commerce, arts, whatever that you are doing.
Next, we have a question from Shailesh. What's the future of engineers having competency in computer networking and communication?
The means if you would have seen the networking and communications, means and I hope if you are talking about networking, you are talking about communication. I hope you have done your Cisco certification exams, because if you are Cisco certified or a few other certified, you will have good opportunity, lot of opportunities in the particular with these skill sets. So there is a lot of opportunity for you.
We'll take 2 to 3 questions more. There is one question from Jay Surya. Can I learn cybersecurity course as a degree or online certification? Does NASCOM has cybersecurity course? We have a lot of cybersecurity certification courses, which you can go onto the platform futureskillsprime.in and look for. All right. Maybe one more question we can take. Just looking through the questions. Yes, we have more questions. We would have more sessions on Linux and Ubuntu OS. We'll keep that in mind. I have noted that down. Um, all right, most of the questions have been answered here. I would request Akash to move on to the next slide, please. All right, as we mentioned, we have been talking about the Future Skills Prime platform. If you go and log into futureskillsprime.in, log in yourself. We have a program running with Microsoft called NASCOM Nari Shakti and Microsoft Code Without Barriers. This is a great opportunity for people who have, for women specifically, for women only, that who have taken a break or they want some kind of learning opportunities and they want to transition into a different kind of career. There's particular opportunities for you. You can just go onto the platform, look for this particular card. We have different cards. You can see it's easily navigate. The platform is easy to navigate. You can look for this particular program for various mentorship opportunities, and people who undergo this program would also get. They will get, if they get lucky, they have the potential and the capability after going through this course. They would also have some career opportunities from Microsoft. Uh, as I said, we would also be presenting the Akash, could I request you to move to the next slide? Future Skills Prime. Let me introduce you. Future Skills Prime. We have been continuously talking about it, but we do not understand it quite well. For all of you who are new to Future Skills Prime platform, it's a initiative by NASCOM and Ministry of Electronics and IT. It's India's technology skilling hub. It's a digital platform where we are trying to enable more youth to have employability and be industry ready so that they get more career opportunities in their life. We have courses in 10 emerging technologies, including cloud computing, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, AR, VR, IoT, all the emerging technologies that we just spoke about. We have this QR code on the right side, which you can scan on your screen, and that could immediately lead you to the platform that we are talking about. Could we move to the next slide? Also, we would like you to follow us on these social media platforms that you have on your screen. Follow us for more exciting updates about the partnerships that we are doing, about the career opportunities that we are bringing with our partners, and other such exciting opportunities and upcoming career opportunity features. We have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, as in Twitter, and LinkedIn that you can follow us on. We have the QR codes here. You can scan and follow us, and we would keep updating you about the new and the upcoming things we are doing and the exciting things we are doing. Um, uh, there's one more thing that I wanted to bring all of your attention to. We have from Future Skills Prime, we also take students or the learners to Talent Connect Portal initiative. It's an initiative wherein people who are certified on the Future Skills Prime platform, they can get career opportunities. We have corporates and industry people who are hiring for tech people, tech professionals, and you can get career opportunities from that particular platform. I'm just typing in the chat box the link. This is the link. You can create your profile in this on this particular platform, and you would also get career opportunities after you certify yourself from the Future Skills Prime platform. That was quite an insightful session, and I think we are at the fag end of the session. Thank you so much, all of you, for being available and present till the end of the session and for listening in. Thank you, Sanjay, and thank you, Akash, as well, for helping with the webinar.
Thank you
Sanjay, if
all.
you would like to, yeah.
No, no. I would just wish all the youth who are attending this session uh, the all the best for their future career. Uh, I would suggest them to go beyond books and learn more. And while they are learning, they need to get skilled as well. So all the best to each one of you, and have a great rest of the evening and great weekend. And happy Easter to all of you in advance. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanjay. Once again, I would like to remind the winners of the quizzes to reach out to me. And as Sanjay mentioned, let's enjoy our weekend. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Just one last announcement. I saw a couple of questions asking about the video or the recording. So feel free to open YouTube and search for Future Skills Prime. We have a page over there, and under live section, this particular recording of the entire session would be available for you to watch at a later stage at any point in time. So go to YouTube and search for Future Skills Prime, open the handle, and then under live, you can find the recording. Thank you.
I've also updated the chat box with the link. You can immediately go there and look for the previous sessions, and this session would be shortly updated as well. Thank you so much for joining in, everyone. Have a great evening and the rest of the weekend as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.